All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Hope everybody's having a good bull market. Wait a minute or so here. It's not quite 9 o'clock yet. I thought I'd jump on just a little bit early as I finish up preparing for the show. Just want to see what you guys are up to. If you guys have any positions, see what you think about what's going on, and yeah, all of that stuff. Oh, apparently I'm supposed to get started now. XTZZIL. All right, so welcome to Live Power Hour. This will probably be the last one we do live streaming on a Saturday. Public, we'll still be doing the ones for the private show, but probably be going back to more standardized stuff. What's up, Mike? All right, I got my pairs written down now, so we're good to go. Cool. All right, so what's up, Aram? Morning, Pat. Let's talk about this bull market we find ourselves in all of the sudden. In the show, we've been, well, you can't see it because TradingView decided to delete all my lines when I tried to sign in on another computer. It signed me out here, then signed me back in, and it just deleted everything. So that's fun. So yeah, it's been a heck of a run, really over just the past couple of days. You could argue it goes back about a week, and I wouldn't argue too much on that. If you weren't paying attention to some of the early leaders, you may have missed it. But things start. The way it works is that one coin starts to go, then two, then three, then four. After such a long time of not going anywhere, and then we're left with this, where Bitcoin is essentially in straight up mode. If you look at our volume aggregation tool right here, so the buying is or the green is buying, the orange is selling. The selling pressure is very, very negligible. We're not even really over the selling pressure from back here before we started this major leg of the rally. Your early rally probably started about here, and then your major leg up started here at around 17.5 or so. And the VA tool's been rock solid, just up and up and up, sideways and up for the most part. And you get a little bit of downtrend here. That's just expiring buying pressure. That's not even selling pressure. The selling pressure isn't doing anything. Bitcoin dominance, yeah, we'll check that out, Mike. That's a good idea, I think. I'm still very confused about dominance 5 years in. Yeah, thanks, Bitcoin dominance. But this is an amazing chart. I was in the Slack last night talking. Past couple of days, what was I looking at? Oh, I was looking at last week's show. When was last week's show? 7th. So it was here. Yeah, we were pretty flat. This was the last Saturday show when we were live here, and the first item on my agenda is parallels with 2019, talking about this big whatever, and then a cup forming. Now we didn't handle out this time, but the parallels are the same. We get this massive rally seemingly out of nowhere, but it's not really out of nowhere. It's, I don't want to say been building, because it did come on rather abruptly. It kind of came on with, in my opinion, the lack of, I was looking at this last night, the lack of selling pressure here really helped out a lot. If you zoom out, let's go to the index chart. So if you zoom out here, you've got these big downtrend, big downtrend, big downtrend, and then you try to go lower, and here your volume doesn't show up, and then you have a small undercut, then you rally a little bit, and then you try to do the same thing and hold it, and kind of as of that second low, we start to curl up. That's where you start to get bullish. You can't say you knew it here. I mean, not really. It really only starts to come into play here, and that's when you start throwing alerts on things. And hopefully some of you guys were able to pick up on some of these big moves. I mean, some of these moves have just been gigantic, more than we've seen in a long period of time. And the funny thing is, if you look at gigantic, it doesn't really match with this particular move on this particular chart. I mean, it's about 23%, which isn't huge. But for what we're going through and have been going through for the past year, it's definitely substantial. And the way it's doing it, the volume is really good. RSI just got super, super heavy. BTC leading. Yeah, you know what? It's doing a good job. I don't know if BTC's leading. I think that it's a confluence of just a bunch of different coins that, for whatever reason, people find valuable. I think the first one we saw move was Gala. Really go for it. Gala, which isn't even in my top 20 list here. We saw Gala go for it. And then, was it Solana? But coming out of these lows here, we really did just have a bunch of a good action. Cardano didn't get good until later. Not DOT. AVAX the other day with that news, doing really good. Yeah, so yeah, Solana, we had Solana super early on because it started flattening out really nicely. These, I believe, are all of the alert levels. I didn't go back and double check, but I know we had all of these. We had all of these horizontals, and even this bottom one looked pretty good. Look at this, just in its own. You've got this, pressure coming here. Then boom, the ability to rise all the way up and then hold higher. Then you go flat for 2 days. You would think if there was additional selling pressure, it would step in, but no, you get this breakout at 10 and it's just gone. Then you get a bull flag or a cup and handle. Then you get a a flat base, I guess. Flat base here, small cup or flat base here. Now we're left in another consolidation. We'll look at this one later as well. We'll look at all these top 20. But BTC has been a monster. And like I said, I was posting in Slack. I was like, this thing's going. I said it. Yeah, I said it yesterday right before I went. I'm like, this thing just looks like it's gone or it's going to kill this trend. And boom, it popped up. It's not, that often that we get these rallies, but this is just the hallmark of one of those BTC rallies that you can't believe is happening, but it is, and it's going to. And we're stalling here, which is obviously a very natural resistance point. We've got a very clear swing high here. There's a couple others here and here that probably will come into play. My assumption is if we blast through this, which, looking at the VA tool, like I said earlier, it's looking like we're going to do fine. It's just going to consolidate, so pretty much we're in buy any dip territory. And we should be blasting through 21. I'm thinking, and I'm not, you guys know me, I'm not really one for major targets, but I'm thinking we at least come up here. Maybe I've been saying 30K because I actually haven't drawn this line, but maybe it's 29. Somewhere up here, we'll probably end up, and then we'll see if we top out or what a consolidation looks like. And to that point, I'm going to timestamp another thing for similarities to 2018, 2019 on my timestamp. And we are going to go look at 2018, 2019. And I don't think we're going to be able to get a lower term time frame. The heck? That was crazy. I don't think we're going to be able to get a lower term time frame on these, but let's take a look at this. Dream Card got 36, 37. Yeah, Mel in our chat said 40. So either way, even if you're up at 30, that's a win. So regardless of what which number you pick, I just went with 30. I didn't do any analysis. That was literally me eyeballing the chart for probably a good 10 seconds. So it's not a lot of work, but it's what I came up with off the top of my head. Because part of the thought process is we may actually parallel 2018, 2019, and the run here, peak to trough, or trough to peak, 355, so the breakout must have been 150. I remember 150%. Oh, that was 230%. Jeez, okay. Well, if you guys remember this time, and I do, we were, we had this in the cup and handle. It popped up. We had some nice undulations here, and we thought we were going to find resistance here at the 6K, but it just went boom straight through it. We were like, what? And we're like, just go with it, and that's really all you could do. But this is looking eerily similar to what Bitcoin is doing now, and Mike said it does feel similar to 2019. Yeah, where it just kind of runs out of nowhere. Now, this one did give you some time to acclimate. You had about almost a week right here to really get with the program and start to believe this cup and handle. And I do remember I bought early because it was pretty darn clear and the risk was super tight. So I bought early, and I sold a little bit too soon, but just keeps going, just kept going. I screwed that 6K last time. I experienced now more. Yeah, I said it in the newsletter today, and my newsletters I like the newsletters. We started doing them about, what, 3 years ago. It's really good. Um, oh, that's yesterday's. That's not today's. So I said, do you all remember what this is like? Most things moving, hard to get in, and second guessing yourself. Well, try not second guessing yourself. Use stop losses instead. Everyone knows what to do. Just stop hesitation when you get that feeling. And in these markets, that advice will pay off. You don't want to hesitate. If you see something, you gotta react. You gotta make the move. Otherwise, it's gonna pass you by because these things do move very fast. And it's impossible to get any kind of a good stop loss. If you buy it really late in a great trend like this, you'll probably be okay. But there's always that chance because these types of markets are very infrequent. You may get, you know, one every 2 years, maybe something like that. It's hard to say. Like this was a tremendous run here, ended in June of 2019. We didn't get another one until over here of October 2020. So, and you can go back further than that. You weren't in a market like this until 17. So maybe once every 2 years, we just get these markets that are unbelievable, and it's just you just have to believe it. And one of the reasons I think it's unbelievable is just the amazing amount of current buy pressure that's happening. So it's just phenomenal. And we're going to use our Pi method trend lines on the way up. So yeah, get in the power hour if you guys want access to those things. But we use our Pi method trend lines on the way up to try to time a healthy exit, and we'll see what happens after that. But once we get these, we only get these every once in a while, and I'm hoping this is the start of a really good one. Dream Car saying 46, Mel saying 40. No, you saying 36. Sorry, 36. I just said 30 because I just picked one of these levels and just eyeballed it at 30. I mean, I really don't do the round number thing, but we're going to get a good, it looks like we're going to get a good run. I mean, look at the volume stepping in. This is everything that you were hoping could happen for the past, since June, since we dropped down here, you were hoping something like this would happen. So one thing I do want to check is our follow 3D system. We've had several, it's still showing a correction. Something's wrong here. I don't know what. But obviously, was it? I think this is when we had our follow through day. Really close. Yeah, this is the fall. I did the math on it. So the follow through day was 2 days ago. So there you go. So we're definitely in an uptrend. Forget this correction. Something is wrong. Don't know what. Monkeytron said he'd take a look at it. So hopefully that gets resolved. BTC. I don't care about catching the bottom or the top. I'm for the big chunk in the middle. Yeah, Dream Car. Well, all I'm saying is that the Pi method gets you that big chunk in the middle, usually closer to the top, is what it is. I'm with you though on the big chunk in the middle. Absolutely. Yeah, you never get the top print. We're not going to get the top print. No one's going to get the top print, but we've gotten pretty damn close. And it's not that we're trying to get the top print. It's just selling at an opportune time, if that makes sense. You know me, I don't promise shit like that, so not something I do. It's one guy gets the top print and he usually has all the money. And he only gets it with a little bit of his coin anyways. CME gap fill tomorrow? Oh, is there a CME gap? Maybe. Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I'm not huge on the CME gaps. So we'll see. KOIN. Yeah, I'll add that to my list. We'll take a look at that a little later. I'll put that in with the, is it versus USD or BTC for that KOIN? I'll take a peek at it. But anyway, let's get back to BTC. And, but so this does appear to me like a 2018, 2019, one of those blockbuster rallies that is going to continue whether you believe it or not. And, you get in these situations, if you're profitable, it starts to come down a little bit, and you just kind of have to let it go. You have to go with the flow. It's kind of like riding in a boat. It's going to chop. It's going to undulate on the waves, and we're going to get those waves. But this is such good price action. It wasn't as classical coming out of, we had a big range here, I think. Right about there, I think was our top. I adjusted the, excuse me. Excuse me. I adjusted the alert level, but I think we had like 16.7 on here, which I think is lower. That was our last alert level. I didn't have this one on here. I don't think I had this one at 18. Like I said, TradingView decided to delete all my trend lines because why not? But I think it was. Wait, I wonder if I get Control Z real quick. Nope. Nope, not gonna do that. Okay, that does something else. Anyway, I think it was 16.7. It was down here, and didn't have an alert until right now. It 22.1. This one I was going to give it a little bit of time, then just blast it on through. You know how that goes. Because we saw it here when I was doing my show here, and could have thrown an alert right there. I don't recall doing so. And then another small consolidation. And now this is going to be a little bit of a larger consolidation. Maybe. This one didn't take very long. This one didn't take. I'm assuming this one will take probably until most of the weekend. And then we'll probably see another reaction up. And again, going back to 2018, 2019, I mean, you have to look at these types of market environments to know what to expect. And that's true for any market environment. If you're in a bear market, go look at bear markets. If you're in a choppy market, go look at choppy markets. Well, now we're in a very extreme uptrend, so you have to look at very extreme uptrends. And one thing you'll notice, at least in this particular one, is you just had a series of higher lows that just continued. And really, we're almost every single one. There's one here. Let me zoom in a little more because we're talking small stuff. What would be your confirmation bear market is 99% over? Let's talk about that a little bit more in a second, Loopy. Bring that up again if I don't talk about it when I'm done with this synopsis, but I'll try to wrap it in. Because I did have a thought on that. I haven't verbalized it yet, but I know what you're saying. So here's a low. So we go up in a straight shot here. So here's your next low. Here's your next low because you just have a minor pullback. Here's kind of a minor pullback, and this undercuts that ever so slightly. So, I mean, we're talking just really minutia, 1.25%, and then, you know, there's the next low. I mean, these lows are just never being taken out. That was the hallmark of this particular run, and we may be in this type of a cycle again. So just keep moving this line. I'll get rid of these just because it's easier that way, and so boom, you get that one. This one's a little bit of a pullback. Here you have a slightly deeper pullback. So you have that as a swing low here, and then this one here. And here you do pull back a little bit, but you know your best stop at this point is probably this one. So even if this shakes you out, even if this does take you out, you can. Although Pi method, you would not have been shaken out with that. And then you would be back up, or you could get back in on a horizontal break up here. And then, I mean, Pi method takes you out like about up here or something. But we had other Pi method exit signals up here. And we talked about that in real time. So that was good. But yeah, so then once again, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. And then you break the trend, it gets choppy and falls apart. So to Loopy's question, hey, what's up, Ian? Crypto lead the stock market? That hasn't been asked yet. To answer your question directly, and I don't, you know what? There's this whole correlation thing. They have been correlated. Obviously, they have been correlated, but I still don't believe in like a everyday correlation. Is my audio chopping out? It looks like I'm getting really loud. Oh, you know why? This is why. I'm turning my volume down a little bit. On my streamer, it was up at 100%. I usually keep it at 75. So you may have to turn your volume up, and it should be safe too. I won't blow your ears out if you have to turn it up. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's correlating, to be honest with you. I do think obviously it has been correlating due to major macro reasons. And we talked all in the last half of the year about let's wait till the first quarter of this year to see what happens. And so far, so good. You know, there's no guarantees, but so far the markets are pretty stable. Both of them. Crypto just got stable a couple days ago. And really the stock market has been more stable except for select names. So I view them in their own right. I don't, except for the past like 4 months when it was really obvious that crypto was reacting to Jerome Powell statements. I don't correlate the. I don't even think about it, to be honest with you, Ian. I don't. It's not even in my mind until we get these very extreme correlations, which really used to not happen. We would have 1 or 2 days here and there, but really the past maybe 6 months, maybe it's more than that. I don't know exactly. Have they? So I don't even think about it, Ian. But I do think both in their own right are more or stable. And when you think about it, there are three kinds of markets, and let's talk about that. And getting into Loopy's question about confirmation, the bear market is 99% over. I do think the bear market is over. Um, I do think it's over. Now, obviously, maybe that's a controversial statement. I don't know, but I do. I think it's over. I've been waiting for the signs that it is officially over, and an uptrend definitely helps. You'll never know the bear market is over until you're getting back close to the highs. In reality, that's really when it's going to confirm, is when you're healthily on your way back up, which we're not quite there yet. But I have been putting positions on, and I'm trading like the bear market's over, like we're in lows. So I think that's kind of what it is. Real quick, guys, if you guys could hit that like button, I'd appreciate it. It says we got 3 likes. I think YouTube kind of fudges with the numbers, but if you guys could hit that button, very appreciative. Been over since June 2022. Yeah, it's been a lot of chop. It's been a lot of it's been a lot of chop, which is nice. It hasn't been a lot of extra downtrend, especially in the stock market and stuff. And crypto's been stable low, and we've been discussing the inability for crypto to go lower. Usually it goes higher after that, and we're experiencing that. But anyway, to talk about the bear market, if you remember what happened in 2019, and we could parallel this whole thing right here, hopefully without this. We could do something like this. We could have a nice massive rally and then go into like a more normal type of a stock similar bear market. This was the second bear market, like a normal bear market in crypto out of parabolic moves. The first one I think was in 2013 or 15, something like that. I'm not going to go searching, but this is the second one. I think we're going to get more like this. And I hope we get more parabolic moves. That's what everyone's basically in crypto for. People that think Bitcoin's the new money only thought it after it went from 1 to 3,000. You know what I mean? Lots of people wrote Bitcoin off early on. But anyway, we're all just trying to make a dollar here. But yeah, I think overall the bear market's over. But I don't know if we're going to go straight. We may have a mini parabola happening that we're in the early stages of. But after that, we may get this malaise very similar to what we did after these topping signals. You know what I'm saying? So we may get this malaise again. And yeah, we did a pretty good job of tracking this. I think we did good. We even had an exit signal or an entry signal out of here, exit signal out of here before the drop. And yeah, we did really good. So I think we're gonna do okay. We're not gonna get this. We're gonna get something like this. We're gonna get an uptrend to some floaty number that stops somewhere, and then we'll chop around a bunch of stuff that confuses a lot of people, and then we'll stabilize and I hope go into all-time highs. I don't know, but if this is akin to this, and then maybe we have to break through. I don't know if 30K is the new 6K. If you remember when we were up towards 30K, we were saying 30K is the new 6K, and then we broke. So maybe we're going to rally up to 30K, then rally through further. This one came all the way up to 14. If you remember, our previous high was 20,000. So we got relatively close. We could get up here towards 50, maybe 60K. I don't know about that high, but maybe up to 50 if we're going to parallel that. But if you look at the rally, the key is to just stay with it. And I really do think the pie method is the best way to manage that. And we'll be doing that in the power hour. I'll be managing this with the pie method for sure. And we'll see. It may break early. You never know. It could break early. It's difficult. Let's go to the index chart because the volumes are more manageable because Binance screwed it all up here. So here's the volume coming out of there. One difference is there is a lot more volume out of this cup and handle. And one good thing is this was a full-blown cup and handle. This is not. That could be a flaw, meaning we don't get a 250% run. We only get like 100 to 150% run. So, and one thing that we have noticed in crypto is we go up in smaller percentages as we mature. That has been a staple since 2010 or whenever this thing came on board. The percentage wise, we can't keep going up 10,000% every bull cycle. So, if you notice in 2017, we rallied, let's just make it easy. We rallied 11,000%. And then this cycle, we rallied 2,000%. So maybe this cycle we rally, 1,000%. I'm just pulling numbers out of my butt here, but the whole general point is that each of these subsequent intermediary rallies also tend to get smaller. This one actually is an anomaly because I think we looked at this and that one's much larger than this one. This was 216. I think we said this one's like 300 something percent. So it's a bit of an anomaly in the scale of it. So we'll see what we get here. I don't know if we're going to get 250%. Like I said, we could get 100%, which would take you up to about 30K, 31,000, bottoming out at about 15.5. So we'll see what we get. We'll get what we get. We won't throw a fit. And you just have to let the technicals guide you. Otherwise, you're just guessing. So, all right. That's enough on Bitcoin. Let's move on to some altcoins, which have really exploded. The altcoin market outpacing Bitcoin. But at the same, certain alts, I should say, because one thing I was surprised by when I went through the BTC pairs today, I was able to pull out more USD pairs than BTC pairs, and there's a lot more coins. My BTC pairs has 171 coins in it. That's what that number is representing right there, if you don't know. And USD pairs was 49. So I've got 3 times the pairs, and I was able to pull out 3 BTC pairs and 5 USD pairs, and I could have pulled out more USD pairs. So crazy. Yeah, right, Loopy. Yeah, it's 1,000,000%. It's what it is. It's the diminishing returns. It's also called the law of large numbers, is what it is. There's only so many humans, and so you can only grow it so much of a pace before you just have everybody as your customer. All right. So yeah, I think we're in a great spot in BTC. In a nutshell, buy dips because we're in that environment. All right, next up is 20 Ethereum. I read my timestamp, 2743. The answer is just under 30%, gives us 47.8. Yeah, that's not bad. There you go. Are you talking about from the prior high, like the 20K, the 16K thing, or 17K thing? Yeah, I'll take it. Either way, I'll take it. Ethereum. All right, so Ethereum here, doing really good. Most of the top 20 is doing really good. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on each of these. We're already almost 30 minutes deep, and I got my kid's birthday party today to get ready for. Otherwise, I would go probably a lot longer. What's the difference between 20K? Oh shoot, sorry, I missed that completely, and I missed Loopy's too. 29. Shoot, I'll circle back to Bitcoin and start the Ethereum timestamp over. Difference between 20K and 14K percent and apply to recent high. Yeah, so that is what you did. Okay, cool. 30% would be 47. I thought that's what you did, and I didn't even see your comment. Yeah, you and I think alike at this stage, Mike. Oh, thanks, Raik. You gave me a like. Oh, I appreciate that. Did you give me a dank meme along with it? You should have done that. You got to post one of those. You get the memes these days. Oh, thanks, Dreamcar. Yeah, he's 12 years old. It turned on the 10th, but today we're doing his bigger birthday party. So I went to his favorite Italian restaurant. That's what he chose on his birthday, and yeah, had a good day. Hopefully today will be better. Sleep over and stuff. It should be fun. All right. Bitcoin dominance. Yeah, you know what? Let me let's do dominance before I move on, because I will forget again, Mike. I guarantee you that. And I don't have ETH BTC. I'll add that to the list. All right, let's check out that dominance chart, and we'll likely look at the other ones too. I'm gonna get rid of the intraday. So the dominance chart is interesting, and you know what? So is market cap. I saw market cap, and market cap without a lot of volume on this one, which I think is interesting. I don't know what. Maybe that's a huge flaw, um, but I don't know. Going back to 2019, this would have looked really big. So this could be a flaw to this whole scenario. It's it's hard to know exactly if all these volumes are right, but it's hard to know what to infer. But yeah, let's go back to dominance. Yeah, I agree, Loopy, 100%. I agree. I mean, the fact it only came down, what it bottom out at, I don't even know off the top of my head, to be honest with you. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Let's stick to dominance. So dominance broke out of some recent lows, but yeah, dominance going up. BTC is, first of all, it's 50% of the market. I'm not 100% sure what the real percentage is right now. 41% with ETH at 19%. So both of those are 60% of the market. And yeah, Bitcoin is killing a lot of altcoins right now, just bar none. It's just doing really good. So you have a few pointed altcoins that are outperforming Bitcoin, but on par, Bitcoin is killing 95% of alts right now. So dominance going up is, I think, is actually, you know what? Let's look at that 2019 timeframe on dominance. I'm not even exactly sure when it was, the exact like date time frame, because the dominance chart gets really weird. So April 1st, 2019. Okay. So here's April 1st. And yeah, Bitcoin dominance did start rising during that rally. So that's good. Up is bad plus Bitcoin rally, remember? Yeah, exactly. Or Bitcoin rally. Yeah, is that what it says? Or did I? Oh, you know what? I bet you TradingView deleted that too. Freaking TradingView. Up is bad unless BTC rally. That's, I think, the way that we worded it. And I definitely think that's accurate. And so here's the BTC rally. And you know the funny part, the only rallies you get on Bitcoin are this one, and this is all chop. You don't really have a lot of rallies in Bitcoin dominance. And I don't know, October 2020, I don't know what sparked that one off the top of my head. We'll have to look. But this is that Bitcoin crazy rally, 2018, 2019. Quote by boomers? Which one? I'll take a boomer reference. Technically, I'm Gen X. I'm not a boomer, but I guess at this stage, I'm considered a boomer. April to late June. Oh, this must be the other one. Yeah. So these face ripping rallies. These are the only times that Bitcoin dominance is positive on a BTC rally, and it's so infrequent. Up is bad is the first thing instead of unless BTC rally. Well, how is that a quote by boomers? Where is it wrong? I mean, usually Bitcoin dominance goes up when the market is bearish because they run to big because Bitcoin is less volatile. So, but yeah, so here's that rally. Here's that maybe the last part of that rally right there, and then it fell apart because the whole market fell apart here, and obviously Bitcoin didn't go down as much. Um, right? I don't know. This chart confuses the shit out of me. Still does. Anyway, yeah, not much to take out of here, Mike. I mean, maybe we'll rally up to these points. There's definitely some clear type of uh, line here at 48%. Oh, oh, I was just gonna ban you, Ryuk. Damn it. Oh, the alt rally. Oh, okay. Yeah. What a hell of an alt rally, wasn't it? Yeah, when it went down. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, the inverse correlate. It's just it freaks me out sometimes. It's a weird chart for me. That's why I don't do bonds very well. Like the inverse bond relation. Like I know it. It's still somehow my head can't quite wrap a million% around it like it can't like it can trends. All right. So there's dominance. What was the other thing we were going to look at? Oh, yeah, market cap. take a second to look at tether dominance. So here's money being put to work, and I think we talked about this last week. We said this, yeah, I think it was last week. Maybe it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, because Mike, you were talking about this cup and handle, and then we said, yeah, unless it goes straight down, which it did, which is funny. ETH BTC, yeah, I'll do want to get to the BTC pairs. Unless you want, if you want to do it now, speak up and I'll do it. But I think it was funny. We said, yeah, it looks like it's going to break out unless it goes straight down and we rally. And that's exactly what happened. That's funny. I wouldn't have put a bunch of money on that, but I guess it happened. Here's another time it went straight down. Here's another time it went straight down. So, but this isn't a general uptrend as more money gets adopted into crypto. Um, what else we got? We're gonna look at total market cap. Yeah, this is a weird one with the volume signature here. I don't know, because if you look at Bitcoin, if you look at the index chart, it's pretty solid volume, the whole thing, which is as it should be. You get a little more churn during extreme market volatility times, which makes sense. But overall, it's an even keel, right? You don't have this big hump of volume like this. Whoops. You don't have this big hump of volume like you'd see with an Apple or a Tesla or something like that, right? Where it's just you have a big bunch of volume in the front, then very little volume at the end. That's not something that we see here, but that's what we do see on this total market cap chart. I'm not sure if it's a flaw. And this should be volume aggregate across all exchanges. I don't know. Maybe it took a dump when FTX dove off, because I know they were getting pretty good. I don't know. USDD? I'm actually not at all familiar with that. What is USDD? I'm assuming it's a stable coin that's going bad or something. I haven't even heard of this. Geesh. Well, what's the market cap on it? 752 million, not even a billion? Oh, who cares? Forget it. Just noise, Loopy. It's just noise. So anyway, maybe it has something to do with the exchange debacle the past couple of months, but it, I hate this news thing right in my face. But great volume the past week, and I think that's all we can latch onto right now. Like I said, there are a couple of flaws to this, and I think the main one is we don't have a cup and handle. We just have this small cup, but it is what it is. I mean, if you look at the selling pressure, and we did talk about, it's not even a divergence in the RSI. I thought we had a divergence in the RSI. Must have been another token I'm thinking about, but yeah, just the inability to go lower. I mean, and then we rally through. All right, let's move on to Ethereum. You can spend all day on all these other little side things, but I really can't spend all day in here today, unfortunately. Normally I would, but you've had 3-hour shows before. Okay. So here is, hey, what's up, Andre? So here's Ethereum. Doing really good, not leading the rally, trying to play catch up in a good way. 5.4% here for Ethereum. And in a great trend, beautiful volume, a little bit more distribution than we saw with BTC for sure, but it's following. It's following, but it's still trying to stay relevant. So if you've got ETH and I've got some Ethereum, yeah, just go with it until it's done. It's just not done yet. So I have a new alert here at 1602. I did add some alerts because it looks like we did get a nice high volume pop. Usually those lead to some consolidations, and so far none of the consolidations are of any concern for a major pullback at this stage, at least. All right. Next up is Hex. And Hex has been trying to put together a decent rally, decent volume, aggregation tool positive. And it tried to go lower, couldn't do it. Now we have a higher low and higher, or lower lows and higher lows. Hopefully we'll continue to rally. I mean, obviously when everything is healthy, the market is better. All right, BNB. BNB not a leader in this rally, but participating. So not a lot to go over on this coin. I don't have any major alerts here. There's just too many awkward levels. I probably could put one here at 338.50 if you're very interested in that one. But we're not getting the same volume of signatures as we're getting on some of these other ones. It is elevated, but I don't think it's as good as is other coins that we're generally have been more focused on and been providing better returns vis-a-vis our general strategy of leadership. All right, next up is XRP, also not a leader. We did have an alert on here, but again, TradingView likes to erase my stuff. And I think it was here, actually. Yeah, I think it was 35.89. Let me look. I don't like to say things out of my ass. And 35.29. I was really close. Yeah, 35.29 was the alert. So it was down here. Did have a nice pop-up, but once again, not a leader and not one that we super focus on. Dogecoin. Yeah, BNB never did loopy, but it was stable. BNB was extraordinarily stable, and it's referenced by the BNB BTC chart, which was at all-time highs, which was crazy. Solana's a weird one. We'll talk about Solana in a moment. First, let's talk about Dogecoin after I redo my timestamp. Dogecoin. Yeah, Dogecoin is interesting. Again, following the market, but not a leader. And I do believe we had a declining trend line here. I don't remember if I included that wick or gave it up, but I'm going to give it up. And I know we had a horizontal across here. So going up with the market, got a little bit of volume, but not as bombastic as it typically is. Cardano. This one was an early leader. This one started running up earlier, started breaking these highs earlier than the other coins, ended up with a big cup and handle. So this is a valid alert, 33.57, but not getting a lot of that secondary motion, although it is still good, still in trend. The retest got survived, and so far so good for Cardano. But another pullback to the 33.57 would not be ideal. But if you did that, you could at least have a pretty nice stop loss here, probably about 3% going to a recent low, if that's something you're interested in. Solana. This thing has been blowing the doors off. We'll start with the daily, and this one we will spend a little bit of time on. This one has been blowing the doors off of the market. Reason being is, and so Andre mentioned Solana is a weird one. I can't see myself buying when I know SBF owns so much of it. So I think it depends on your trading strategy, to be honest with you, Andre. If your trading strategy is one to buy and hold in perpetuity without any type of an exit plan, yeah, maybe this isn't one you want to be jumping into wholeheartedly. But if you're trading it just to trade it as another asset, this has been phenomenal. The volume has been phenomenal. Look at my volume aggregation tool. I mean, your selling pressure is still declining on a daily basis as your buying pressure is a straight 45, actually going even more vertical, and the volume is increasing. This is probably our leader at this stage of the game, and it likely is because the fact has been so decimated. The thing got up to 240 all the way down to $8. Now, we did have a measured move on here at one point. What was that? I'm going to look back to just some random newsletters. Oh, here we go. So I'm looking at this and I've got this orange trend line crossing up here. Oh, okay. Now I see what it is. I think it was this whole damn thing was a inverted head and shoulders pattern. It was down to $2. We never quite got down to $2, $3, but $8 is a lot closer to $2 than it is to $252. So while we didn't quite get down there, the market pulled around beforehand. I think this was the trend line I had. Maybe there's another one I could have, but this was the most relevant one, I think, even though it's just a crazy pattern. But I mean, it got pretty darn close to that. So going from $30 down to 2 is 89%. We got to 73%. That's pretty darn good. But yeah, I mean, could we snap back to this point and fail? Absolutely, that can happen. But it's just been a good one. And I don't know how much that he owns of it. I don't know those numbers. All I know is that Solana, I believe, is still a blockchain. You know what I'm saying? I believe Solana is still a blockchain, one that has had some technological difficulties, but one that, you know, is a project, and I think it's actively worked on. We can look at Solana GitHub. Solana Labs GitHub to see if it's still being worked on. I mean, my assumption is we got uh I'm not 1,000,000% sure how to traverse this to be. It's been a long time since I really just tried to go into GitHub. Oh yeah, last update. Yeah, 3 months ago, 2 weeks ago, last week, 3 days ago. So this is actively being worked on. This is not a 2 days ago. This is not a. This is not a. Yeah, this is not an abandoned project unless they're just doing weird stuff. But this looks like legit clean QUIC single-sided client cert code yesterday. Like, come on, you really have to be trying to scam people to type bullshit like that. If you're scamming people, you're not. I don't even know what the fuck a QUIC is. I'm fairly technological savvy, not to these levels, but yeah. So it's not an abandoned project. It's so decimated. It was probably the best value, and I do believe there's a hammer on this day. It's not quite a hammer, but I think we talked about that. Like that could be it. And then we go ahead and these were our alert levels during the power hour, or yeah, during the show. Right here, bam, 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 bam. Once they start hitting, if you don't believe it by the third one here, then you're probably not going to believe it up here at 24. And you have to believe it at some point, and the earlier the better, because obviously the later it goes, at some point profits will get taken, and then you don't want to be buying when profits are being taken. But so far that's not happening. So far we're really stable. New alert 2481. We had one here 1024, 12, 14. Just as we get these bases, that's what it is. Missing a few comments. Let's check this out. Check near. I think I have near on my newsletter, so I do think we will cover it. Yeah, we do. I have it on USD pairs. We'll cover that. I think, and it happens to me. You think that this bull run will be similar to the last one, when it will not. The 2019 one was mostly Bitcoin, so I focused mostly on Bitcoin, but alts massively outperformed. This time people may think it's the alts, but I think we revert back to BTC like the 2019 run, putting people in the wrong place. I'm not sure if that makes full sense, but essentially we swap what type of bull run it is following the halving the alts do better. This one pre-halving BTC does better. So your question basically boils down to, do I stay in Bitcoin or do I stay in alts? Here's the thing, and we've gone through many bull cycles now, during the show, and I'm just gonna say, me doing this every day now for 5+ years, there's a few, you're gonna have your amazing traders like your Cheyennes, right? And Mark's pretty damn good too. He doesn't post all of his stuff, but from my understanding, he's getting his money when FTX isn't closing down. You've got those guys that are able to ebb and flow in and out, and they think they want to do, and they just do it, right? But a lot of people just trying to do the best that they can in this environment, and trading is difficult. So my approach to it is this: if all you want is Bitcoin, just stay in Bitcoin. If you want to get some alts, get some alts. But in terms of trying to figure out which one or two or three will exactly maximize, the only way you can do it, and this has been my experience over a very long time, not only over the 5 years doing the power hour, but it really solidified it in the past 5 years, is that you have to be with the leadership. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, I could give a shit what it is, but you have to be in the leadership. Okay? If Bitcoin's a leader, you jump in Bitcoin. If it's Solana, it's Solana. And you can have all of them. Like right now, I've got Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Cardano. I think that's it. I think I got those 4. That's what I've got, because those were the leaders. I didn't really get Gala. I kind of slept on that one a little bit. I generally stay with the top 20 anyways. It's kind of how I roll. But you stick with the leaders, and what's going to happen is you're going to get one that's going to do it. One's going to lead, and hopefully if you're in the top 5 of the coins that are running, and if you deployed the strategy that I just described in terms of recognizing early leadership and going with it, odds are you will get one of those top 5. All you can do is hope to get one of those top 5. And And that's it. That's all you can do because no one knows exactly what's going to move the most. And it's probably not going to be Bitcoin, obviously, because Bitcoin is just too big. If you look at Solana here from our first buy point, it's already 116%. Obviously, Bitcoin's not doing 116%. So if you're just looking at percentages, you want to be all in Solana. If you're just looking at percentages, but what if Cardano moved? You know what I mean? But what if Cardano moved? What if it moved instead of Solana? So, it's good to spread around a little bit. It's definitely good to spread around a little bit. But as long as you get one of those coins that's going to be like in the top 5 of percentage movers, and like I said, I think my approach, the way that I do it, approaching with leadership, is a really good way to do it. You're missing out so much if you stick only with top 20. Well, we don't stick only with top 20, so I don't know if you're familiar with the channel. You look a little familiar, but I have the top 20 USD on a list, and then I have 49 USD pairs and 171 BTC pairs. So it's not like we only cover the top 20. But I'm just saying, for me personally, I stick with the top 20. And the reason is this. The top 20, if you're in the leaders of the top 20, you will get great returns. Okay? You will. You will get great returns. If you spend a lot of time in all of the others, you know what I mean? You will end up being wrong more often. You will end up being wrong more often. If you stick with a certain batch of coins that the market defines as leaders, they will move in mass, and your portfolio will very likely do better. Unless you're just one of those people that has a knack with the small caps. And there's some people that are like that, So, and I'm not knocking that by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just saying, for me, I don't want to really choose between 400 coins a day. I choose between 20, and if I do go past the top 20, which I do sometimes, it'll be very, very pointed. So my job is to deal with the top 1% or half 1% of performing coins. That's my job. That's it. Nothing else. And I don't care if it's in the top 20 or not. We definitely have highlighted some non-top 20 coins, but I'm saying generally, if you stick with the top 20 coins, you will more likely get a return. Because Phil says degen's constantly getting wrecked. Exactly. You can be a degen and trade the top 20. Trade it 20x. Fuck, go for it. You know what I'm saying? Go for it. So, trade 20x on a 100% Solana rally. What do you get? A lot. You get a lot. So, be a degen in the right coins with heavy leverage. If you want to be a degen, go for it. But anyway, as someone that talks to multiple people, and even in my own trading experience, what you will find, and this is kind of a universal truth, actually. Let me timestamp this. And we're already an hour into the show almost. So trading the top 20 versus the others, and I'm just gonna call them the others. I've known several traders. I've listened to many traders. I do a lot of research on trading, and I will say this: the traders that you hear about, the traders that are the most successful traders that last in this business, are the traders that don't chase the 1,000% movers. Okay, there's going to be one or two or three. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be one or two or three that you're going to hear about. But a vast majority trade very high quality, consistent strategies, and that's what they do. That's it. Very high quality with a consistent strategy. The reason you trade high quality, and top 20 to me is high quality in crypto, the reason you trade that is because there will be consistency. And the people that run the markets look for the best projects, and the best projects will have the biggest market caps. It's just the way that it is. So, eventually you'll have these ones like Lend that come out, from the bottom, they go all the way to the top. And you know what? If you run a portfolio and that's part of your strategy, then that's amazing. But most of your, great big runs, you will see, like if they list let's say they list the top 10 coins, top 10 coin runs a year. You'll find several of them in the top 20. They won't all be from the 400s. You'll find plenty in the top 20. So you're not missing out on anything by focusing what you're looking at by any stretch. As a matter of fact, what you're doing is magnifying what you're looking at. Instead of, taking the 50,000 foot view and trying to pick out this tree in that forest and that tree in this forest, what you're doing is you're magnifying on one forest and eating some fucking fruit, because that's what you want to do, is eat. So that's what I'll say about that. But yeah, we actually cover all of it. But just for me personally, I stay in the top 20. Occasionally, we'll dip into the other coins that I do cover. All right. But yeah, so let's circle back to Solana. All right, let's circle back onto Solana here. But Solana is in just an amazing trend, and you can speculate as to why it's in the trend. You can speculate as to when it's going to end. What you can't speculate on, though, is the charts, and the charts are showing continued good behavior. The VA tool isn't as nice as some of the other ones we've seen. There is a little bit of distribution in here. If you omit this hump, which was from the sell-off here, if you omit that hump and kind of start here, you still have some distribution, but it's being managed very well. And this recent move up was on exceptional volume, and we should continue to go up. I mean, I would think at some point we will even cross this hump at 38 if things continue on this clip, and we will be even higher. So again, the high of this is a 10x, is like what, 240? Yeah, 240, 250. There's a 2481 alert level. That's basically a 10x. And I don't think we get back to the top. Let's be clear on that. I don't think we get back up there. I'm just saying there's a lot left to go. So, I mean, if we're really lucky, maybe we'll get to 75. I mean, that would be a phenomenal move up. And again, we saw this in we saw, and not on Solana, but we saw this in 2018, 2019 with a lot of altcoins. We had massive moves up. Ethereum, I think, is a good example. We had massive moves up, and actually, you know what? Here's a nice move up. We said this. We said if Solana is the new Ethereum, and it kind of proved to not be, but let's just play devil's advocate for a second. We said if Solana's gonna be the new Ethereum, don't sleep on it at the lows. Okay, we discussed this in depth. Don't sleep on it in the lows. And down here at 90, now we're up here at 1500. Granted, yes, it's 5 years later, but such is life, right? So Solana is still in just kind of all-time lows. I don't know if it's going to regain the same stature it had before the whole FTX thing, but if it does, then you will probably see Solana with, $1,000 price as well. So if you want to stash some away at 22, that's something you can do. So bearish divergence on Solana, what time frame? My 2-hour shows it's not a bearish divergence on the 2-hour time frame. This is a smidge above this. I'm not saying it's life-changing, but it's a smidge above. How am I supposed to hit that? So this number is 91.46. This one is 89.69 on the 2-hour. On the daily, where? On the daily, what are you talking? Are you talking about RSI? It's straight up. There's no bearish divergence in the RSI. Are you talking about MACD or something, or where? It's just a straight line. So a divergence, from my understanding of a divergence. So let me go back and I'll show you what I consider a divergence. Maybe we're talking about different things here. There may be one down here. Let's take a look. There's a small divergence right here. This would be a bullish divergence, though. Let's see if there's a bearish one. I don't see one. Let's go to let's find a bearish divergence just to be clear here. Yeah, here's a bearish divergence, and I'm stretching a little bit on it. But so you have a double top right here. Let's assume this poked up a little bit and we have a high. Just a slight assumption, okay? Nothing crazy, but let's just assume it popped up just a little bit. The close is the same, but let's assume it popped up. then your RSI. So while this has a trend line like this, your RSI has an opposing trend line in the downward direction, right? Because keep in mind the RSI is based off of the close, so it's not out of the ordinary to think that we could have had a wick up to here and still close down here. So let's just say that's the case. This would be a divergence where your trend line is up on the highs and down on the highs of the RSI. This would be a divergence. So on the daily on Solana, you don't even have enough to have a divergence yet. That's how I view a divergence, unless you have a different definition of a divergence. Because, right, like you can't even have one right now. So a divergence would mean this RSI would have to be under this high. It would have to be down here. So, and that's why I defaulted to the 2 hour. So what are you laughing about? Okay, well, I'll move on then if you're gonna play games. Yeah, get out of here. All right, next up is Matic. Yeah, let me get over. Where's the thing? There's usually a button here. Oh, there's no button on this. Okay. Anyway, Matic. Matic up at the top of the range, finding some resistance up here. This hasn't been leading. This hasn't been leading, and we do have some extra distribution up here, which is a little bit worrisome on Matic. So we haven't really been as focused on Matic. It did find support at the lows, but at the highs we're finding resistance. So I'm not finding this as enticing as I was hoping it would be when we got bullish. All right, next up is DOT. All right, DOT. DOT decided to blast off today. It wasn't really participating much, and then today just decided to go. So it does appear that they're picking at the layer ones. So, you know, DOT being a layer one, I guess they had to buy it. When you think about how an institution would run a portfolio, they would probably likely buy a basket of all the layer ones because they don't know who would win. So they would just buy all of them, and DOT likely benefiting from that. A little horizontal here. I know we didn't have an alert on it. So there you go. But a nice bull flag, a little bit of distribution there, but nothing too crazy. VA tool looks pretty good. Not bad. I don't have an alert on it. I'm just gonna leave it that way. It's not leading us. It's definitely lagging. All right, Tron did pop up. I know we had an alert at 555. Right there. Yeah, it was like right around there. So that was our alert level for Tron. Did get played with a little bit, but finally did break out. And late yesterday, early today, get a little bit of volume, but the selling pressure stepping in again already. Yeah, Tron, ooh, I agree. I don't spend a lot of time on Tron. Speaking of which, let's move on. Shiba Swap, also don't spend a lot of time on Shiba Swap. Dogecoin, usually the better bet in this between Dogecoin and Shiba Swap. Dogecoin, better technicals, usually performs better too. And curling up. We'll see what happens with it. Nothing amazing, though, on Shiba Swap. AVAX. AVAX at the 1652. Did try to go, but some selling pressure stepped in and took a big chunk out of it. We'll see if it's able to stabilize itself out, but still holding above the alert is a good sign. So not jumping all over this one, but, you know, its partnership with AWS last time it had that big news again. It rallied just substantially, and then really took a long time to have another good move. It took a couple of months. Yeah, it took 2 months for this to really have a good move after that. But AVAX is good tech. I do like it. I own a smidge of it. Just dust really. Uni. Uniswap here up at the top of this channel, finding a little bit of resistance. Matic did as well. Uni and Matic both on the Ethereum network, and Ethereum not leading this rally. So that may be why its subsidiaries are also not really performing to their capabilities. Next up is Atom. Atom trending up, nothing amazing, but this one did move a little bit early. I will say that. I don't really consider it a leader, but maybe that'll prove to be a flaw in hindsight. But it's doing really good. It's coming up to this trend line if it's not already at it. Yeah, it's getting pretty close to it. We'll see what happens up there. Maybe it'll do something. Atom's always been one of those coins that is pretty good, but hard to do a lot with it. You know, it only has a couple of good moves. I've given it a lot of opportunities. Usually underperforms it when it's supposed to perform. So hard to work on that one for me. Next up is Chainlink, coming off of the bottom. Not very aggressive though. We're a lot of room to go up here to the 950. We're at 675, and yeah, I don't know. Not really the best one. Did get a little bit more volume. Hopefully we get more stable. Maybe we can throw a horizontal here in a day or so. The 711. Yeah, still going. Hopefully not that much. It's my wife asking if I was done. And then Litecoin not leading as well, so really not a lot to go over with that either. I got to speed it up a little bit, guys. Sorry. All right, so to wrap up the top 20 USD, really been an amazing bull rally for the past several days. Bitcoin, Solana, Cardano doing pretty good, but not quite as good as Solana. AVAX jumped in a little bit late on its own news to kind of help give the rally an additional boost early on. Ethereum trying to keep pace, but BTC, I mean, is kind of leading this rally. Percentage-wise, Solana is kicking its ass, but yeah, I'm not leaving, Mike. I'm not leaving. We're still going to do the USD and the BTC pairs. That only leaves like 8, 9 coins. So yeah, we'll get there. But yeah, BTC doing great. I'm anticipating this rally continuing. I'm not anticipating this failing at all. Things look really good across the board. All right, next up is USD pairs. First one up is Gala, which we've been talking about for some time, actually. So Gala coming well off of lows. This, like I said, this one was leading. I do have an alert here at 04375. They did get broken out of kind of a low handle. So a cup with a low handle, which usually is definitely a flaw, and maybe why this isn't running up substantially. So this does have diminished momentum, and it's very likely why this wasn't able to get up and form a full-blown cup and handle. The 4-year cycle, well, it's appearing so far, Phil, so I can't speak against it. Yeah, it's happened. Whether it's a 4-year cycle or goes into a 50-year or something like that, you know, by the time something happens twice, it usually doesn't repeat a third time because people know about it. But we'll see. But yeah, so Gala here with an alert. If it holds, it'll probably continue to go up. Gala Games is a platform for games, if you didn't figure it out. But look at that. Look at the volume. Absolutely tremendous. And this one could be another one that could try to rally substantially. Can't say it'll be clean, though. All right, Near Protocol. Somebody asked about Near. We're going to get up to Near right now. And Near, I think I had an alert here. I don't know, though. I don't remember because it destroyed all my trend lines. But Near doing really good. It's a layer 1, and I mentioned earlier layer 1s are the coins that are being picked up right now. Breaking through that trend line, nice horizontal just before it, breaking out on good volume. You see the volatility a little bit stepping in here, but it's being managed very, very nicely. I don't have a new alert level for this, but I think this one probably will, hopefully make an attempt to go back up. You got, even up here to the $7, you're at 220 right now. That's not bad. And I didn't timestamp that. That was dumb. All right, next up is One. So Harmony, we haven't really touched much on Harmony, but it decided to get going. Looks like I missed this one a little bit. Could have thrown one here. Could have thrown one here. I saw it down here, and I liked it, but I wasn't super enthralled, and I must have just missed these two when I was going through my list here. But yeah, this one looking really good. Had a massive rally here. It's capable of some amazing things. Harmony is. I hear good things about it as well, technically. So if you find an entry into Harmony, I don't think that would be such a bad thing. XTZ, another one we haven't really talked about much, but decided to get going today, and it's putting in I like this bull flag setup it's got going on. The volume aggregation tool looks amazing. So 1038, that's our current alert level for it, and hopefully we'll get a little more volume, and we'll keep going up. You got a breakdown point up here towards a 146, which is about 40-something% away. So hopefully that works out. Next one up is Zil, so Ziliqua without the U. This one with an alert at the 2755. So here's your cup. Maybe we'll get a handle. Zil has had some amazing moves in the past. It really has. And I'm hoping that we will do the same this time around. Hopefully it gets a nice reaction. This is a nice cup. I like it. Volume signature looks pretty good. And yeah, 02755. BTC pairs. First one up is Comp. And I chose the wrong list. First one up is Comp. So Comp decided to blast up today. And because it was so new and the flag is looking really good, I threw an alert on it at the 2669. This is its first attempt to go up. You can see the volume and the price action really wasn't doing too much until right now. So hope maybe it'll start to run as well. FET. I know I just passed Ethereum, but I typed it at the bottom of the list. I got to go in order. Otherwise, I will screw it up. All right, FET, we've been on top of this one a little bit. Not really with alerts because I kind of caught it a little bit late, but not at a bad time, actually. So this trend line is starting to get fudged with. We're going to wait for horizontal on fetch, but it's looking pretty good. It's could be a little bit better, but keep in mind this is versus Bitcoin, which is kicking ass right now. Next one up is Mana. All right, so Mana with a 2472, that got blown up. So there's your cup and handle. Great volume. This is excellent volume. This gaming sector could be coming back. We had ILV on the other day. Circle back to that one for a second, see what that's doing. So it rolled away from the 2798. Yeah, it rolled away from that one. But the gaming sector is trying to come back. So don't sleep on this one either. This got going with the metaverse late in the last bull cycle, and still some people remember that, and so they're trying to jump on top of these. And then now let's get to Ethereum, which I didn't really even notice when I was going through the charts. I don't look for any coins when I go for the charts. I just go through them. Ethereum, Bitcoin, really tight with kind of this horizontal feeling to it. Yeah, like I said, it hasn't been leading. It definitely has not been leading. What was your comment on? Did you have a comment on this one, Mike? I just wanted to look at it. I know initially you had something. Yeah, I think you just wanted to look at it, I guess. So, could it get going again? I mean, maybe. It's got this really nice big. Look at that. Like, that is. It's so big, I got to do this. Oh, shoot. Hold on a second. Kids are playing. I got a birthday present in the car, and the kids are outside. I heard them dribbling basketball. Um, it looks really good. I mean, one scenario, I guess, that could play out here, which maybe you're thinking about too, Mike, is we get a break out of this, and then ETH is gone. You know what I'm saying? ETH is just kaboom, like one of these runs, right? Just goes straight through something like that. ETH hasn't been very flat versus BTC in the past, not for a longer period of time. They're always trending downward or upward. It's mostly we're in a BTC world, but it's at risk here. Either it's a high or low, and we go up soon, or it's on its way down. Yeah, I see what you're saying. But I was just trying to see if we've ever held anywhere near this sideways, and we really haven't. Someone said earlier, I forget who it was, they said, it used to be Bitcoin only, it's Bitcoin and Ethereum. I 1,000,000% agree with that, and I've thought that for probably 2 years now, maybe a little bit longer than that. ETH has really proven itself to be the other half of crypto. It really has. There's no second guess. I was fighting with some dude on Neo, on Neo's Reddit page. Someone said something about Neo. Neo's going to do this and that, and I browbeat him to the point where he finally capitulated that, yeah, Neo sucks. It's funny. I'm like, wow, I didn't actually think it'd go that way, but You actually fully admitted that Neo is a piece of trash. Like, he didn't say Neo is trash, but he finally admitted that Neo is not good. So, and it was the original poster, which I thought was pretty funny. But anyway, I mean, this is a pretty darn strong situation right here. Um, that's a pretty strong situation right there. So, yeah, if this were to blast off, I mean, if you wanted to jump into ETH over BTC, obviously that's what this chart would lead you to. And I don't think that'd be such a bad thing. ETH graduated from altcoin school. Yeah, right. Yeah, it definitely did. It definitely did. I mean, to go through as much as it's gone through and to come out the other side pretty much unscathed. I mean, Bitcoin or Ethereum as a network has been really stable. Obviously, there's been some hacking, but that had nothing to do with Ethereum. It was the underlying things working on Ethereum. It wasn't Ethereum itself. So, yeah. But this is a great chart. I mean, it really is. And uh, I'm guessing it would just pop up and then we'll see this dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum maybe start to tighten a little bit. Where's the dominance chart at? Yeah, there you go. So yeah, oh wow, is that for me? Did it hold that? Because I know at one point I was doing that. But look at how steady they're holding. Look at how just steady it's been. Wow. Yeah, I mean, could it meet Bitcoin's market cap and actually flip? I mean, that would be an interesting day. And then what does that mean? I mean, does that mean you get ETH at $40,000 at some point? ETH would have to be doing some crazy, crazy good work, and people would have to be really using ETH for something like that to happen. But if you look at this, if you look at this chart just by the dominance perspective, crazy. That's what it's implying, but that's a big implication, and I think very difficult. Can be difficult to pull off. So pretty cool. It's below the middle point of the daily Bollinger Band. Yeah, I've got to reset up everything. And we're relatively tight. We just widened on it. Yeah. Yeah, let's take a look at Ichi for a second. I'm gonna bail here real quick, guys, because I do have to go. But let's take a look at Ichi for a little bit on this particular name, because I think Ichi shoot, I gotta do all the stupid colors. The colors they have on this are retarded. It's ridiculous. So I think this is our cloud, and so our cloud appears to be green, if I'm understanding that correctly, and that may have been an entry point, and that is support. So that maybe it's tough. That may be an entry point for the Ichimoku cloud for this particular. See if they save my settings. How does it not save my settings? I do not understand trading. You're supposed to keep this crap. It's really annoying. So leading span I have is like a dark green, and then I have this as a red. Because why not? Because it's freaking red. Lagging span I have is white. And then I think I have orange and yellow. Like that. And then I do have the Kumo cloud. Where's the between area? Oh, yeah. That's what it is. So I usually have these, I think like a green. Oh, Kumo cloud upper line. Where's the conversion line, leading span, Kumo cloud upper line, Kumo cloud lower line? This was the red. Oh, I like doing orange. We can do red. That's fine. Hey, what's up, Ted? Oh yeah, I was about to bail, bud. Sorry. Yeah, it's 9 o'clock still. Oh, here we go. Backgrounds. So we're gonna go green. Yeah, there we go. Just a little bit of green, and then in here just a little bit of red. And we're gonna go orange just to kind of make it not be so. There we go. And maybe a little bit more. All right, save as defaults. Shh, Crazy, I've already done that. See, that makes more. Now I can see it. All right, so we got. That's pretty close. That's pretty close. It just matters where the lagging span is. So we may have not gotten the actual signal to buy yet through Ichimoku. So we'll see. All right, guys. Well, hey, I'm gonna wrap it up. I gotta get out of here. Like I said, got my kid's birthday party today. Otherwise, I would stay. Complete wrong minute. All right, let's go ahead and wrap the show up today, guys. It's been a crazy week. The start to what is appearing to be a really, really good bull run start in crypto for the foreseeable future. I'm not seeing a lot of distribution in the charts. I'm seeing just a tremendous amount of stability and accumulation. It is looking a lot like 2018, 2019. People are throwing big numbers out. I threw out 30K. Someone here threw out 36K. I think Mike did some math on a prior move, which is what we would typically do, and had it at 47 or something like that. Mel in chat had 50 on this move up. So, but it is appearing that we are in one of the very rare times where Bitcoin just rips your face off. So these are the times where you want to hold on. It's kind of like those videos you see where guys are holding on cards that are being driven away. That's going to be you for the next couple of months, hopefully. So try to stay with it the best you can. And that's all I can say. If you want some help with that, consider joining the Power Hour, which this was a live version of the show. I do these on Saturdays, and I do recordings the rest of the day, but we do the show 7 days, and that's about it. So go to real-crypto.com. Link is in the description if you're interested. Stay safe, everybody. And shows are going private again on Saturdays, so I'll see you guys on Saturday. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.